Hello and welcome back to Gap38.
You didn't do my 3, 2. We're on the stage. We're starting.
Right, hang on. Bear with us, peeps. 3, 2, 1. Hello and welcome back to Gap38 for the second time. You all right?
All right.
Hello.
We're back. Just when you thought it was safe to look on YouTube again.
We returned after 3 weeks. 2 weeks?
3 weeks.
3 weeks.
3 weeks.
3 weeks.
3 weeks. There's been we had a technical issue.
Well,
we had birthdays. We had 2 hungover to record.
Yeah, well, it was, no, originally, because we'll do it in order so they know what actually went down. We had studio shift,
yes,
where there was an issue with the studio and things having to be moved around, and we couldn't record because the studio was clogged up.
Yeah.
We then had the birthday.
Mini earthquake. The studio went
clogged up, not rocked up.
All right.
Yeah, we then had the birthdays and the hangovers for unable to record because recording drunk is a bad idea and recording hungover is even worse.
Mm-hmm.
You're not funny when you're drunk and your head hurts too much to be funny when you're hungover.
And then we had a technical issue.
Yeah, then we had a technical issue in which halfway through, I think it was actually halfway through the introduction.
Probably, but we didn't realise until we finished.
Yeah, halfway through the introduction, we hadn't realised until we'd finished that the microphones had died. So all that.
That's what you
happened in last week.
That's what you would like. So, as you know, this is welcome back. Apologies for the absence. And someone forgot to keep putting stuff out on the Twitter feed to say, sorry, the X feed and whatever feed to say there's been an issue.
Well, no.
The technical department.
No, the technical department was being really clever with it when you think about it.
Teched up.
The technical department was being really clever when you think about it. It was the X feed, right? X normally meaning previous, happened before, is no longer your ex-partner, the ex-job. So
the expert, a thing of the past and a drip under pressure.
So our X feed is really our X feed.
Yeah.
You see?
Yeah.
Clever.
Yeah. And if you're autistic, you'd get that. Anyway.
Well, your name's Trevor, because he was clever.
Trevor. Anyway. Right. What was I going to say? Yes. As you know, this is completely improvised. If you're watching this for the first time and you don't know, this is completely improvised.
Wait, is this improvised?
Yes, it is improvised.
Well, because that silence seemed really well scripted.
Did it?
Yeah.
All right. No, this is
I
improvised.
suppose that was just the luck of both of us paying attention and using our eyes at the corner of our mouth. Or whatever.
The eyes at the corner of our mouth. I'm just going to quick look.
Yeah, using the looking at the corner of our eyes at each other's mouths to know when we can and can't stop acting like we're speaking.
So it's not my turn. Right, I'm going now. Right. Yeah, we don't know what we're going to say, where we're going to say it, how we're going to say it, and why we're going to say it. But it will be said. We will undoubtedly say something that will offend somebody because of sex, creed, colour, ethnicity, religion, height, girth, hairstyle, colour of eyes.
If you're offending someone because of their girth, there's some questions I have for you.
Fat jokes.
Got it.
Okay. Yeah.
Girth is a really weird way of saying fat jokes.
Fat jokes. Fat jokes. See, I can take them. I can make them.
Yeah. Blurry cameras.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we're back. Yeah, you stood up and the camera went, well, I don't need to see that.
Yeah, probably, yeah. See, interactive camera. No! We don't show that. See, We have awoke the camera. So therefore, there is only one trigger warning.
One trigger warning.
Oh, you're not going through that shit again. One trigger warning. One trigger warning.
Yes, we are.
Right. There is only one trigger warning. This is probably the only serious piece you're going to get. One trigger warning, which is
Fuck trigger warnings.
You've been warned.
Yeah.
If you're easily offended, switch off.
If you're easily offended, fuck off.
Okay.
Let the camera keep rolling because it gives us a view. It makes us feel good.
Yes.
Right?
If you're
Tells
easily
the
offended,
tells the algorithm that we're doing something right. It makes us feel good seeing numbers on a screen go up, and you can just fuck off into another room for half hour and let this play through.
yes. Absolutely.
Come back to a video where say you actually care about or something. I don't know what you watch other than this.
No, neither do we. Me. Either.
We.
Well, we're Geminis, aren't we? So it's two each.
And with ADHD as well, that's
There's
four
four.
each separate to the Geminis. So two ADHD, what's it, twin set of ADHDs would make 8. So that's 8 each, that's 16 of us.
Yes.
There's 16 people in this camera.
Yes. Yes. I'm not mad, but my best friend here is. Look, he's the mad one. Have you got the mad friend?
Yeah, he's over there as well.
Okay. Right, shut up. We're on here. Right, so, well, what's been happening? I'll see what's been happening. G7.
G7?
G7. Right, the G7 summit, where Trumpy boy turns up, says, fuck this, I'm going home early, and pisses off home early, something to do with Israel.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Trump as well. He's had a really funny week.
Right, G7, where our wonderful Prime Minister, Sir Keir Starmer, right? I'm telling you, it rhymes.
But you can't keep saying that. The Daily Star have already done it now. So we did it first.
But we did it first. So if the Daily Star do it, I've got the copyright on it.
Yeah, I would say the Daily Communism, but
yeah,
no, because that means they would like him.
Comrades. Yeah.
Yeah, Comrade Keir.
Comrade Keir, yeah. That one as well, doesn't that?
Comrade Keir Osama Starmer. Comrade Keir Osama Starmer.
Right. So he goes up to the South Korean president to shake his hand. Ends up shaking his hand with the South Korean press secretary because he's the South Korean press secretary for the South Korean president.
No, that wasn't a mistake. That was done very intentionally. That was Keir Starmer being very polite, very sociable, introducing himself to everyone at the summit. It's nice to know that all of your political leaders, all of your press officers, that everyone who's there is able to communicate and speak freely and support each other. There was no mistake. It was very intentional, very deliberate, very supportive. This is why Keir Starmer is a hero. This is why I'm lying to you.
There's a huge smell of rival. If you had smelly vision, you'd be choked on the smell of bullshit.
I did clarify that I was lying at the end.
Yes, yes, that's right. Yeah. Yeah, can you believe it? Oh, pleased to meet you, Mr. President. I'm the press secretary. President's over there. President's, the president's kissing Trumpy goodbye.
No.
You couldn't write it.
You misunderstood. You misunderstand.
Could
He wasn't
not write
kissing
it.
President Trump goodbye.
Right.
He was licking off the what's it smudges.
Oh, the what's it smudges? Yeah. Right.
Yeah, have you seen the photos of JD
Yeah.
Vance touching up his makeup brush? Yeah, in Cheetos, as the Americans have it.
The yellow paint.
Yeah. You know, it's in the Cheeto powder at the bottom of the bag and stepping up the.
Excuse me, Mr. President.
Yeah.
Let's put the wig on. Spirit level. Yeah, that'll do.
Spirit level.
Yeah,
on his head.
Yeah, because it always it doesn't move, does it? It's like that. It never moves. Even in the wind, they just get a little flicker. He could be in like hurricane, whatever. The last big hurricane, Karen, whatever it was, and his hair would just be going.
No, Family Guy got it right. Family Guy got it right because they made a joke at his expense, deservedly, of putting Peter, the lead character of Family Guy. For those of you that don't know Family Guy, put Peter in. Yeah, exactly. Put Peter in as the president's static electrician.
There you go, sir.
Yeah, no. So Peter, your job is very simple. Your job is to follow around the president, and every time he wants to walk into a new room, you go in first and make sure there's no static electricity in that room.
Yeah, I can see where this is going now.
Walks out, room's clear, sir. Shakes president's hand.
Yeah.
The entire week just folds backwards.
That's it's exactly what happened, isn't it?
Yeah.
So you got that. It's and the world's gone mad. The world's gone mad.
So can we take a minute to talk about King's Day?
King's Day.
Well, specifically no King's Day.
No King's Day.
250th anniversary.
That sounds like a village somewhere up north, doesn't it? Yeah, I live in North Kingsdale.
No, that's no Kingsdale.
North Kingsdale. Ah, that's the
and
one.
that's where the that's where King Arthur got into a fight with two peasants.
Is it?
Because an old woman in a pond giving out swords is no merit for a system of government. I'm being oppressed. I'm being oppressed.
Thank you, Monty Python.
But no.
Yeah.
The No King's Day parade.
No Kingsdale. Parade through No Kingsdale. Go on then, tell us about that.
No King's Day. Well, No King's Day parade. There was no King's Day protests on the parade of the 250th anniversary of the United States Army.
Yeah.
Which was actually not celebrating 250 years of the United States Army. It was celebrating 250 years of an organised military force representing the United States Congress. Because 250 years ago, it would have been the Continental Army and not the United States Army.
And they still, even back then, had all the gear and no idea how to use it. Right, all the gear, no idea.
And that was militia.
Right.
The Regs were actually rebellious infantry from the Brits, so they had some idea.
Mm.
But no, and John Paul Jones.
Yeah.
Man was a pirate. Anyway, so Donald Trump, well, for about 3-4 years now, the United States Army was working out how they're going to celebrate 250 years. Yes, it took them 4 years to come up with a plan for one day. I am not making that up.
Jesus, that means they must have been planning the liberation of Kuwait for about 5 years before Iraq actually invaded them.
Yeah.
Hey, guys, we got a tabletop exercise to do with the generals. What happens, generals, if Iraq just suddenly invades Kuwait? I know it's unlikely to happen. 5 years' time. Where's the report we done from that tabletop exercise?
Yeah.
Oh, shit, we don't have any of these weapons anymore.
Yeah. No, so they were working out what they were going to do because they couldn't decide between whether doing a
4 years to organise a parade.
No, it wasn't to organise a parade. It was to work out what they were going to do.
All right.
Right? Do we want a parade? Do we want to march around town and look pretty and useful? Do we want to screw the idea of having a parade and making ourselves look like dictators or Europeans and instead host a public access event day where they can come and climb in decommissioned Abrams and Shermans and wave around decommissioned M1 Grands?
Bit like Armed Forces Day in the UK.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. They couldn't decide what they
Or
wanted
museums.
to do. Yes. Right. They couldn't decide what they wanted to do. So they'd spent 4 years coming up with an idea. And they finally decided that we're going to use our 250th birthday as a recruitment drive, and we're going to open up effectively an active service museum.
All right.
And they brought along live weapons. They were planning to bring along live weapons, planning to bring along live vehicles, decommissioned weapons, decommissioned vehicles, get reenactors in.
Live soldiers?
Live
Dead
soldiers.
soldiers.
Live soldiers.
Live soldiers. Right.
But reenactors to represent dead soldiers.
Right.
Getting reenactors in, bringing along live soldiers, having the recruiting parties there. They had it all planned for about 8 months. Like for a year in advance. For about 8 months, it was all planned and ready to go. Everything signed off. And then the newest king to come on the scene walks in and goes, "That's a very bad idea. That's not going to work. That's a very bad idea. What we need to do, the best thing we can do, is to hold a parade, a 250th anniversary parade on my birthday, because it's my birthday and I'm commander in chief. So that's what we're going to do. My accents get worse and worse every time I do these. Hey, at least the hands make it clear who it's supposed to be. Do that one again. Stalin. Trump. The accents can now
he
be...
does that, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does, yeah.
He does that.
Because he doesn't realise that that's a communism thing.
Bit like waving at your friends with your left hand again. I like waving at my friends with my left hand. What do you mean? I don't do that.
Yeah, you needed to show the wedding. Yeah, you needed to show the wedding ring before I got my hand there to keep it up. Yeah, that's going to become the game now,
and
isn't it?
This isn't mirrored, so your right is actually my left.
Yeah, you are seeing what you would see if you was there.
Yeah.
And I mean, you are there when you're... No. You're there when you're watching this, because we're here in the screen. But right now, you're not there because a camera is there. Are you confused?
No.
You're not?
No, because they would have to be there.
Yeah.
Because if they weren't there, they'd be here.
Well, no, because they could be there.
And then if they were here, we'd be there.
Well, no, actually, they could be there. But they could also be over there. They could be over there.
That's right. If they got any sense, they're probably in another room while we're just prattling about nothing.
We did invite them to do so.
And if they were here, yeah, then they would be us, because they're not us, and they're them, they're there.
Well, no, if they were here...
No, because if they were us, they would be here. If we were them, they would be there. As we're here, we're us. As they're there, they're them.
Well, if they were here...
Yeah.
If they were here...
If they were here...
They would be... They would be here.
Here. But they're
with
not
a special guest.
Yes.
But we don't have a special guest this week.
So as we're not here...
So special guest.
Yeah.
Welcome, special guest.
Welcome, special guest.
Oh, look, special guest doesn't exist. Goodbye, special guest.
That was one of our mad friends. That was one of the 16.
14.
That was only 16.
Yeah, there's 16 of us.
Yes.
With already 2 of us. That's one of the extra 14.
All right.
Do keep up. It's simple maths.
It is. It is.
That's what you can't keep up with.
Yeah. So Trumpy had this parade.
Right, yes.
For his birthday.
This parade for his birthday.
Did the Grenadiers attend? Right.
It was...
Did the Gulfstream attend?
It was awful. None of them were marching in time. None of them were in step. The swings were all at different heights. It looked like they were marching to a battlefield.
I've never seen the Americans march smartly either. So
oh, no.
Anyway,
the Americans can parade.
Even when they're in step, they don't look right.
Yeah, they don't look smart, I admit, because they have the low swing. They have the parade. Or they have
looks,
the patrol swing.
Like they're just out on a Sunday stroll.
Yeah, the patrol swing, as it's known. Yeah. Right? And I admit that. They don't have the Prussian jack step.
That they have to have music even just to get them from 300 yards, don't they?
Yeah. Well, that's ADHD. That's boredom.
Yeah.
The Yanks invented ADHD.
Did they? Have they found a cure for autism yet?
No.
Because apparently they're going to find a cure for autism.
By September.
Yes.
Deadline's rapidly closing. Kennedy, let me get that worm out of your brain.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Oh. It's already eaten half of it. If I take it out, it might actually kill him.
For fun.
Yeah, I'm not saying we need to bring back insane asylums.
Sure.
Yeah, I'm not saying we need to bring back insane asylums. But are we sure Kennedy's allowed out?
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's RFK, not RFK Jr. Sorry,
RFK
not
Jr. Yeah, not JFK.
Not JFK or RFK.
Yeah, JFK's not allowed out anymore.
Well, I mean, he is when the zombie apocalypse starts.
Yeah. But he'll be the one fighting for peace for the zombie apocalypse, won't he? There we go. Now zombies. We don't want to be doing that shit. Oh, they're Vietnamese. Oh, let's go.
He was ardent on the stopping of.
Yeah.
Oh, the French zombies. French zombies. We're going to support the French zombies.
French zombies are going. Such a fucking bit. We surrender.
Yeah.
Surrender.
Well, that depends. That depends. The French zombies. Are they being led by a French zombie, Or are they being led by a foreign zombie? Because if you notice it in history, right, when the French led themselves in the First World War, they kept failing to do much of anything except hold their own ground.
Sorry, this is my interested post.
When the French led themselves in the Second World War, they collapsed in 6 months. When Napoleon, who was Italian, if he was born a week later, he would have been French. But when Napoleon, an Italian, led the French, they were deadly. They were violent. They were successful.
The French.
When the Germans led the French in the Second World War, they were deadly. They were violent. They were successful.
The French Foreign Legion, the French Special Forces, the French Foreign Legion does not have one French national servant in it.
No. And they are deadly. They are dangerous. So that's the point, right? When the French are being led by foreigners, they are really capable soldiers. When the French are being led by themselves, they can't do anything.
So General, where is the battle? Is over there. A glass of wine before we go.
This is the battle. Yeah. This is the battle. Charge!
But my General, you just spilled the wine.
The English are over there. The charge!
Offer them the glass of wine. Obviously not.
The charge!
Yes, man, General, the charge is €4 for this glass of wine. You wanted to know the charge, you had the charge.
Mamma mia, I'm short and angry. Let's charge it to the English.
Yeah, the one there. Oh, the Mamma Mia.
Yeah, the Mamma mia, I'm short and angry. Let's charge it to the English.
The second fucking bar. The charge is Wellington. With them special boots.
Yeah.
These boots, they were made for riding. Now they are walking. Who's coming in? No one's coming in. Thought someone was coming in. It's all right, there's no one coming in.
The invaders on our land. It was almost Scottish.
Absolutely.
God, could you imagine that? A Scotsman leading the French against England.
Christ, nobody doesn't understand whatever they were going. Like, who's your feet? Did you know that against me? There was someone name was. Jimmy.
Hey,
Jimmy. That's all right.
Hey, monsieur, hey. This Scotsman is charged. Is we follow him?
No. The men in skirts is fine.
But they're going against the English. So going against the roast beef.
They'll be fine.
But it's the English.
That is why we need to charge the English, because they do not know how to cook the roast beef. They do not know that when you put your fork in the roast beef, you're still supposed to go, moo.
That's Belgium.
Whatever.
That's the Flemish.
Whatever. There are French, aren't they? Flemish?
Yeah.
Nah. So we have the roast beef and the roasted chocolate.
And the waffles.
And the waffles. That is what we is doing. We is waffling.
That's what we always do.
Yeah, I know.
It's no wonder we've not got our 50 subscribers yet for our first
you
live
want a live
episode.
broadcast? You want a live episode?
Why?
50, because it'd be funny. 50 subscribers.
Yeah, it'd be funny for us, but why would they want it?
Just to prove to them that this isn't scripted or edited.
And I suppose
to prove to them that we are actually sending the unedited highlights.
And I suppose doing a live episode as well, they can write in real time with their suggestions.
That's right, absolutely.
And we can respond to them in real
could
time.
you be doing, send us the hearts and the likes and the thumbs up.
So any news stories.
Or the thumbs down, or any interaction to get the pond disco going.
Pond disco?
Yeah. The algorithm.
I forgot you called it that.
Get the frog chorus. Bum, bum, bum,
Ready.
bum, bum,
Ready.
bum, 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 bum.
Ready.
Yeah, the pond disco, the algorithm.
I want to be disappointed in you, you know.
What? Why do you want to be the odd one out?
No, believe me,
I
I
want
would.
to be disappointed, but I'm not going to be. I want to be the odd one out.
No,
I'm born to be different.
I want to be disappointed in you
Yeah.
because it is just there's just so much to be, but it's also just funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's too funny to be disappointed at, but there is so much of it that needs to be disappointed at.
Yeah, I know. What they say about the Who's on is anyone on TV, they record for 3 hours,
Yeah,
cut out 2.5 hours of shit and show you 30 minutes of the best bits.
we record for
Yeah,
30 minutes.
And show
Cut
you.
out, yeah, we record for 30 minutes, cut out the of shit and show you the 30 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah, we record for 30 minutes, cut out nothing.
Yeah, we cut out the shit because, of course, they don't want to set. So where do we get to anyway before the cut there?
I don't know.
But we're lost.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. We was cutting out
Yes. It was.
Yeah. Right. Okay.
Good. That was in for just long enough that it will be clear that that was part of a gag and not actually me editing the video.
Hopefully, we'll leave that in the unedited highlight.
Get the edited, unedited. Was it unedited? Edited. Oh,
No, it's just unedited highlights.
It's now the unedited highlights.
Okay.
There's no head. Unedited. You got the joke. Cool.
Yeah, I got it. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Again, you want to be disappointed in me.
No, I don't want to be. I am very much so.
Aww.
And I have to claim credit for this.
Aww.
Well, not credit, responsibility.
22 years of learning off the best.
Yeah,
The best it was, I'm not quite sure.
absolutely. Absolutely. Thing is, my best is rather shit, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
What do you mean, yeah?
I mean, that's a good phrase to
Well,
use.
I'm all hurt
Oh, boo-hoo.
and offended.
Ah, fuck off now then.
You said some hurty words.
Yeah, and as you said at the start, we're likely to offend someone. If you're easily offended, fuck off. So fuck off. Cool. So now it's just us two. Do you want a history lesson?
Just kidding.
Hi, honey, I'm home. Here's Bobby.
I thought we got lucky there, people.
You got to get up to get lucky, innit?
Up all night to get lucky. Up all night to get lucky.
Yeah.
Up all night to this song. Up all night to get lucky.
Yeah, father and child singing that just doesn't seem right.
But it was two brothers that sung it.
Was it?
Yeah. Yeah. Daft Punk are brothers.
That is almost worse.
Yes.
Daft Punk.
They're French.
Is that like sensible punk where they haven't got the staples through the safety pins through their ears and the spike and they go
No.
out dressed in suits and ties?
No.
And say, oh, excuse me.
That's Eton Punk.
All right. So the Eton rifles are James saying about, excuse me, would you mind if I shoot you? Yeah.
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 I do say I am terribly sorry, my dear Frenchman, but I'm wearing the red coat, you're wearing the white.
I would like to say I'm sorry, Frenchie, but I'm not.
Yeah.
They're supposed to be our friends now. We're slanging off the Frenchies. They're supposed to be our friends now.
Well, British foreign
But-
policy has been the same for the last 200 or the last 2,000 years.
Yeah. Please note, I did say supposed to be.
When they start acting
I'm
like it,
going to try and shift the camera.
I don't know why, we've got less than 30 seconds left.
Have we? All right,
Yeah.
I'll stop trying to shift the camera. Less than 30 seconds. Right, wrap it up. Thank you for watching. We're back.
I say less than 30 seconds. Less than 30 seconds till the half an hour mark when we normally cut off.
Okay. Right. So, how long have we got?
8, 7, 6,
Right.
5,
Thank you for watching. You can leave us a
3,
message on X
2,
under Gap38 X
1.
underscore. I can't talk that quick, not anymore.
Thank you for watching. If instead you still are, we're on YouTube, Spotify, and X. You can leave us a message on YouTube at Gap38. You can leave us a message on Spotify at Gap38 in the beginning, or on X, Gap38 underscore official. Gap38 is all one word, 38 as the numbers, Gap as GAP.
Uppercase G, lowercase AP.
Terms and conditions apply, subject to availability to our stocks last, selected retailers only. Thank you, goodbye. Now, that'd be a good job for me, voice acting. At least until you lot start paying anyway.
With your accents.
No,
Voiceover man, we need this done in Scottish.
voice acting for retail work.
Yeah.
Yeah, retail voice acting.
All right. Yeah.
Adverts.
Adverts, yeah. We need a Scot for this one. Right, okay, can you do Scottish? No. What about Welsh? We can do all right Welsh. Can you do Welsh?
I can do Irish. That'll be Jesus, lad. I can do an Irish one, you see.
Sort of.
No, lad, I said I can do an Irish one. I never said it would be a stereotypical Irish one.
Yes, very true. What about Scottish? Can you do Scottish?
I can do a Scotsman who was born and raised in Ireland.
Yeah. And a Welsh one?
I can do a Welshman who was born and raised in Ireland.
Yeah, what about an English one?
Pippled bean, I can do an English gentleman very well.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. I can do an English one. I was born and raised in Ireland.
Can you do a German?
I can. He was also born and raised in Ireland. I can do any accent from anybody who was born and raised in Ireland.
Yeah.
Australian, I can do Australia. I can do Australia.
Can you do a Cameroon?
Cameroon? No, I'll do sort of a basic African. Basic African.
That'll be Jesus. I can do a Cameroon who was born and raised in Ireland.
Yeah. 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 Indian?
I can do an Indian who was born and raised in Ireland.
Oh, wait, I can do an Indian that was born and raised in Scotland. Yeah. We're getting all right, isn't it, Sammy? Yeah. Right, shall we say goodbye? Goodbye. Again, seriously, thank you for watching. Leave us messages. And till next week. Bye, folks.
We should be back next week. We will be back next week.
We will be back next week.
We are back.
Just one trigger warning, though. Remember the one trigger
One trigger warning.
One
Trigger warning.
One
One trigger warning.
Is he
And
Spaniard?
that is
Yeah,
one Spaniard. Juan. Yeah, we
Trigger
have one trigger warning, and his name is Juan.
One. Yes.
Thank you for watching. See you all next week.
Bye.
Bye.